Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? You probably saw the news that the Jets are releasing Davante Adams. Free agency begins next week. The tampering period begins Monday. Free agency period follows. Davante Adams will be a free agent for the first time in his career. Interestingly, our friends at DraftKings have odds for Davante Adams' next team. At the top of the list, his former team, the Green Bay Packers. A reunion, plus 190. Chargers are next, followed by the 49ers, Rams, Steelers, Broncos, Patriots. Keep going, still not gotten to the Saints. The Saints are at 50-1 to land Davante Adams in free agency. It is really odd that the Saints are that far down this list because, remember, the Saints are one of the teams that were in the Davante Adams trade sweepstakes during the season when the Raiders ultimately chose to do business with the Jets instead of the Saints. But the Saints were in the mix. They were trying to reunite Carr and Davante Adams. We all remember the story. Their college teammates played together at Fresno, played together with the Raiders. Then Carr comes to the Saints, and then the Raiders traded Adams to the Jets. Remember, this was Derek Carr when he was asked if this was in October the 4th. Does he want to play with Davante Adams again?
I think everyone would love to play with Tay, and I would obviously welcome playing with him again if that ever worked out in our careers. He did have 1,500 yards. I think I threw him like 12 touchdowns. So we didn't win as many games as we thought, but it wasn't all bad, So we had fun doing it, that's for sure. But like that business stuff, like we don't even talk about it. That stuff's so beyond our control sometimes and I'm so focused here. But would I like to? Everyone would like to,
So there's a couple of things that you got to consider here. It's, do you need the help? Can you afford it? What would it cost? And then would Davante Adams come to New Orleans? Like, those are the questions that have to be asked. So first, let's start with the most obvious one, the easiest one. You're the New Orleans Saints. Would you like to have Davante Adams on your team? Of course you would like to have Davante Adams on your team, because basically the combination of quarterbacks the Saints rolled out there were thrown to dudes that were has-beens, never-weres, pulled off the scrap heap. After Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed got injured, your leading pass catcher was Juwan Johnson. Your actual wide receivers, they pulled Marquez Valdez-Scantling off a couch, and he started catching touchdowns. You also had Cedric Wilson, Kevin Austin, Dante Pettis, Bub Means, and Mason Tipton. That's the list of wide receivers that caught a pass for the New Orleans Saints in 2024. Olave, Shaheed, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Cedric Wilson, Kevin Austin, Dante Pettis, Bub Means, and Mason Tipton. Once Olave and Shaheed went down, you were screwed. Davante Adams, while 32 years old, still had a very productive season. Remember, started the season with the Raiders, got traded to the Jets, and that wasn't great, but he still finished the season with 85 catches for 1,063 yards and 8 touchdowns. That was in 14 games. So he missed 3 games, still had over 1,000 yards receiving and 85 catches, 8 touchdowns. Far and away would have led the New Orleans Saints. So do you want Davante Adams? Yes. Even at 32 years old, he is still proven he is not just a good, but he can be an elite receiver in the NFL still now at 32. So yes, of course you want him. It's why you were willing to trade for him during the season. That's the easy one. The second one is, can you afford it? Well, if you look up at Spotrac, and again, this is taking into account market comparisons. what would it cost for Davante Adams? What, based on comparables, age, production, all that sort of stuff, what would be the market value for Davante Adams? Well, according to Spotrac, they've got his market value at $13.6 million average annual salary. They project a 2-year, $27.1 million deal. Now, does that get it done? I have no idea, but that's a good barometer to look and say, could you do a 2-year, $27 million deal with an average annual salary of about $13.6 million? Now, you and I both know the Saints are in a terrible cap situation, but you and I also know that the New Orleans Saints will do whatever they have to do, structuring, restructuring. I love the way Mike Triplett said it. It's basically just taking the balance, transferring it to a new credit card, extending your line of credit. That's what they do every year. The debt never goes away. The debt just keeps piling up, but you just get creative with the way you structure it. So you just keep having money to spend now that isn't actually yours. The NFL just perpetually loans you the money. So could they make it work? Yes. Could they make it work? Yes. The bigger question is whether or not Davante Adams would want to come to New Orleans. And I don't know that you could really answer to the affirmative. Like, Carr and Adams have a good relationship. By the way, in that same interview on October the 4th, this was Derek Carr talking about his relationship with Davante Adams.
Me and Tay, our family he's been one of my best friends, and he always will be one of my best friends. And so we went on vacation, our families together, down to Cabo and all those kind of things. Like, that doesn't change no matter what teams we play for. So me and Tay are always close. We always will be close. I love his wife, love his kids, and my kids sure love him, and he always plays with them. So it makes their day too.
Okay. They're obviously great friends. Is that friendship enough of a pull for Davante Adams to want to play with Derek Carr again? Maybe, but probably not. Because right now, Davante Adams has done just about everything. He has made Pro Bowls. He has been an All-Pro. He has made the playoffs. In 11 seasons, Davante Adams' career earnings, $129 million. His career earnings, $129 million. Dude has a Taco Bell in his house. I get it. That's just a commercial. But the point being, he's made money. He's been to Pro Bowls. He's been an All-Pro. He's made the playoffs, which is the one thing he hasn't done. He hasn't won the last game. So, if you go to New Orleans and you understand, like, he ain't just on the back nine of his career. He's like getting close to the clubhouse. You don't have that many more bites at the apple. You don't have that many more at-bats. So look at the list again with me. When you look at the odds for what Davante Adams' next team will be. Packers, Chargers, Niners, Rams. You seeing a commonality here, a theme here? Steelers, Broncos, Patriots. Packers, Chargers, Rams, Steelers, Broncos all made the playoffs last year. The Niners were in the Super Bowl year before last. The one outlier on this list is New England. All this to say, Davante Adams probably isn't going to go to the place that's given him the most money or where he's got the best relationship with the quarterback. He's done that. He's probably going to go where he can win. This is the first time in his career where Davante Adams is an unrestricted free agent. He gets to decide. He was drafted by the Packers. He stayed with the Packers. He then went was traded to the Raiders and then to the Jets. So this is the first time that he gets to decide as an unrestricted free agent what he wants to do. And my guess is, given everything else he's done in his career, what he's going to want to do is go somewhere where he can win. That ain't New Orleans. I know it. You know it. Davante Adams knows it. The only people who seemingly don't are the people there on Airline Drive. Would I want to see Davante Adams in the black and gold? Absolutely. I mean, he is still a legit number one receiver in the NFL. He's not the best receiver in the NFL like he was 5 years ago. That's now some argument between Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. You choose sides. But is he still a legit number one receiver in the NFL? Yes. And on a team that last year saw Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Cedric Wilson, Kevin Austin, Dante Pettis, Bub Means, and Mason Tipton catch passes? Do I want Davante Adams on the Saints? Is the Pope Catholic? Does a bear poop in the woods? Am I bald? Hell yeah, I want Davante Adams on the Saints. The question is, does Davante Adams want the Saints? And the answer to that, unfortunately for all of us, is probably not just no, but hell no. Make the phone call. Shoot your shot. Shoot or shoot. Dude's got a Taco Bell in his house. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.